Welcome to my channel, Simply Speak English. I am Hazel. Today, we've got an exciting and super useful lesson for you. English speaking practice with a short story. If you've been wanting to improve your English speaking skills and sound more natural in conversations, you're in the right place. Today, we're using a fun story to learn some everyday phrases that native speakers use all the time, but are often confusing for English learners. By the end of this video, you'll feel more confident and ready to use these phrases in your own conversations. But before we dive in, have you ever heard phrases like, "I'm all set," or "I'm running late," and you're left wondering what they really mean? Don't worry, because today we're breaking down these common but tricky phrases so you'll understand them and be able to use them in your daily life. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'll tell you a short story first, and along the way, we'll focus on key phrases that Americans use in everyday conversations. After we break them down and practice them, we'll go back to the story, and I promise it will make so much more sense. Sound good? Let's get started. Story time. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Hazel. Hazel had a crazy week ahead. She had promised her boss that she would finish an important report by Friday. But on Thursday, something unexpected happened. Her best friend Olivia invited her to a surprise birthday dinner. Hazel thought, "I'll work on the report later. No big deal." So she went to the dinner and had a blast. The food was great. The company was even better, and they spent hours chatting and laughing. She didn't notice the time passing, and before she knew it, it was super late, like after midnight. When she got home, she was completely exhausted and thought, "I'll wake up early tomorrow and finish the report." Sounds like a good plan, right? But guess what? She overslept. She woke up in a panic, looked at the clock, and realized she had only 30 minutes to get to work. She scrambled to get dressed, grabbed a quick breakfast, a piece of toast, of course, and rushed to work as fast as she could. When she finally made it to the office, her boss was already asking for the report. Hazel knew she had messed up big time. She felt really guilty and knew she couldn't hide it. So she fessed up and told her boss the truth. Her boss wasn't happy, but he said, "Look, it happens. Just don't let it happen again." Hazel apologized and promised to be more responsible in the future. So, what did you think of the story? Did you catch all of that? I know there were some phrases that might be new to you, but don't worry. Let's go over them one by one, and I'll explain everything. Then we'll revisit the story with your new vocabulary, breaking down the phrases. First phrase, had a blast. In the story, Hazel went to her friend's birthday dinner and had a blast. This is a very common and fun way to say that you had a great time, or a lot of fun. You'll hear Americans use this all the time when they're talking about having fun with friends or enjoying an event. For example, I went to the concert last night and had a blast. It's super simple, right? Now it's your turn. Use "had a blast" in a sentence and drop it in the comments below. Next phrase, overslept. Hazel overslept and missed her chance to finish the report on time. This word is really useful and means that you slept longer than you planned, usually by accident. It happens to all of us. We forget to set an alarm or just sleep through it. For example, I was supposed to catch the early train, but I overslept and missed it. Now, I'm sure this has happened to you before. Comment below if you've ever overslept, and tell me what happened. Next up, scrambled. This is a fun one. When Hazel realized she was late, she scrambled to get ready. This means she hurried to do things quickly, but maybe in a bit of a messy or rushed way. It's like when you're in a panic and trying to get a lot done in a short amount of time. For example, I woke up late and scrambled to get dressed and eat breakfast before my meeting. Can you use scrambled in a sentence? Try it out and share it with me in the comments. Next, messed up. Hazel knew she had messed up when she didn't finish the report on time. This phrase means that you made a mistake or did something wrong. It's really common to say this when we've done something we regret or when things don't go as planned. For example, I really messed up my presentation at school. I forgot my notes. Have you ever messed up on something? Let me know in the comments and practice using this phrase. Another useful phrase, fessed up. Hazel finally fessed up to her boss, which means she admitted to her mistake or confessed the truth. This phrase is short for confessed and is often used when we admit something we did wrong or when we own up to our actions. For example, I broke the lamp in the living room, but I finally fessed up and told my parents the truth. Have you ever had to fess up about something? Let me know in the comments. Next phrase, rush to work. This one is easy, but super useful. Hazel rushed to work because she was late. When you rush somewhere, it means you go quickly because you don't have enough time. You can rush to work, rush to school, or even rush to meet someone. For example, I was running late, so I rushed to catch the bus. Now, try using rushed in a sentence. Let me know when the last time was that you had to rush somewhere. Bonus phrase, no big deal. In the story, Hazel thought finishing the report later was no big deal, but it turned out to be a problem. This phrase means that something isn't important or isn't a problem. People use it casually when they want to downplay a situation. For example, "Oh, you're late. No big deal. We haven't started yet. Now it's your turn." Try using "no big deal" in a sentence. Let me know how you would use it in your conversations. Story recap with explanations. Now that we've broken down all those useful phrases, let's go back to the story and listen again. This time, you'll know exactly what everything means. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Hazel. She had promised her boss that she would finish an important report by Friday. But on Thursday, something unexpected happened. Her best friend invited her to a surprise birthday dinner. Hazel thought, "I'll finish the report later. No big deal." So, she went to the dinner and had a blast. She didn't check the time, and before she knew it, it was really late. When she got home, she was exhausted and thought, "I'll wake up early and finish the report." But she overslept. She scrambled to get ready and rushed to work. When she got there, she realized she had messed up. She fessed up to her boss, who wasn't happy, but told her, "Just make sure this doesn't happen again." Now that you know the phrases, wasn't that story much easier to understand? The best way to improve your English is to use these phrases in your daily life. Practice makes perfect. Try using them when you speak to friends or write in English. And don't forget, you can also listen for these phrases in TV shows and movies. They're everywhere. And here's a fun tip. Record yourself using these phrases in a conversation, or even practice saying them out loud when you're alone. The more you practice, the more natural they'll feel. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, make sure you don't miss our next video. We have an exciting and engaging topic lined up to help you practice your listening skills. Click here to watch it and keep improving your English.